Hello dear students, in this session let us discuss four types of critical points of the linear system. Okay, so we are considering one general linear system. For that linear system, let us discuss the types of critical points. So the general equation or linear system is dx by dt is equal to ax plus by and dy by dt is equal to cx plus dy. This is my general linear system. I am discussing the types of critical points for this linear system. So first what we have to do, we know that this is nothing but our autonomous system, right? Here A, B, C and D are some arbitrary constants, and if you write this in a matrix form and if you find out the determinant of this, determinant will not be equal to 0. Okay, so I will call this as equation number 1. Let us assume that the solution of equation 1 is of the form x of t is equal to a into e power lambda t and y of t is equal to b into e power lambda t. I will call this as equation number 2 and this as equation number 3. So now here this lambda is nothing but root, lambda is a root of quadratic equation, that is nothing but eigenvalues, right? Quadratic equation. So now what I will do is I have x of t and y of t. From this let us find out dx by dt and dy by dt. Let's substitute these values here and we will form a quadratic equation. From that let us find the general eigenvalues. Okay, depending on the values we are getting for eigen, we will define the types of critical points. So what is dx by dt now? I have to differentiate this with respect to t, right? So I will get lambda into a into e power lambda t, which is equal to a as it is. X of t is nothing but a into e power lambda t plus b into e power lambda t. Y of t is nothing but b into e power lambda t. Similarly, dy by dt is lambda into b into e power lambda t is equal to c into a into e power lambda t plus d into b into e power lambda t. So from these two equations I can take a into e power lambda t as common. So this is nothing but a minus lambda into a into e power lambda t plus b into e power lambda t is equal to 0. Similarly, from this equation I can write c into a into e power lambda t plus d minus lambda into b into e power lambda t is equal to 0. So now in order to find the eigenvalues, what we have to do, we should write this in a determinant form, right? So I have a minus lambda, b minus lambda form. So from this, if you write this in a matrix form, you can find out the values of lambda 1 and lambda 2. So this implies a minus lambda b c d minus lambda is equal to 0. Write this as a characteristic polynomial, that is a minus lambda into d minus lambda minus bc is equal to 0. If you solve this, you will get lambda square minus a plus d into lambda plus ad minus bc is equal to 0. call this as equation number 4. So now since it is a second order quadratic equation, you will get two eigenvalues, right? Say lambda 1 and lambda 2. That is nothing but lambda 1 and lambda 2 are roots of this equation number 4. Those roots are nothing but your eigenvalues, isn't it? So now from eigenvalues, the property of the critical point 0 comma 0, if I substitute that value here to your equation 1, I can determine the roots of the lambda 1 and lambda 2. So now let us discuss the cases. So case 1 is nothing but if the roots of the characteristic equation lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real and distinct and all of the same sign. That means I will give an example for this. If lambda 1 is equal to 5, lambda 2 is equal to some 2, you can observe here these two are real and distinct with same sign. That is, for both the eigenvalues the sign is plus itself, right? If this is the case, then the critical point, we call the critical point 0 comma 0 is node. The name of the critical point is nothing but node when your eigenvalues are real, distinct and of same sign. Okay, so let us assume that both lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real, distinct and negative sign. Okay, that is nothing but I can write that as lambda 2 is less than lambda 1 less than 0, or I can write this as lambda 1 less than lambda 2 less than 0. Less than 0 indicates negative sign, right? We are discussing lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real and distinct and of same sign. So initially I am considering both the eigenvalues are of negative sign. If this is the case, I can write the general solution of this equation 1 as x of t is equal to c1 a1 e power lambda 1t plus c2 a2 e power lambda 2t and y of t as c1 b1 e power lambda 1t plus c2 b2 e power lambda 2t. I will call this as equation number 5. This is the general solution. We know that if we get two eigenvalues, so obviously the solution will be some constant into e power lambda 1t plus some constant into e power lambda 2t, right? So we have constant here also, that is, you can observe this equation, right? From this we can write in this way. Okay, so now we know that c1 and c2 are constants here, right? c1 and c2 are constants, and if I take the ratio of these two, that is a1 b1 is not equal to a2 by b2. If both are equal means your eigenvalues will be equal, but our eigenvalues are not equal, so I cannot write a1 by b1 is not I can write is not equal to a2 by b2. But in these two constants, if we apply some initial or boundary condition, we can get either one of as a 0. that might be the case, right? So when C2 is equal to 0, what will happen to your equation 5? You will get it as x of t is equal to c1 a1 e power lambda 1t and y of t as c1 b1 e power lambda 1t. I will call this as equation number 6. So from this I can write y of t by x of t is equal to b1 by a1. If you take the ratio of these two equations, c1 gets cancelled, e power lambda 1t e power lambda 1t gets cancelled, you will get b1 by a1. So I will call this as equation 6a. Okay. So similarly, this is in the case of c2 is equal to 0. If c1 is equal to 0, what will happen? X of t is equal to c2 a2 e power lambda 2t and y of t is equal to c2 b2 e power lambda 2t. So from these two I can write y of t by x of t, call this as equation number 7, will be equal to b2 by a2. I will call this as equation number 7a. Okay. Now equation 6a and equation 7a represents that these two paths are passing through the critical points, right? So we are discussing the concept of critical points itself. This means that these two are the paths and these two paths passes through the critical points. The critical points are 0 comma 0. If C1 and C2 both are not equal to 0, let us consider this case now. If C1 is 0, we will get equation number 7a. If C2 is 0, you will get equation number 6a. But what in the case of C1 and C2 are not equal to 0? If you apply the initial condition or boundary condition, you may get some value to your C1 and C2, right? So if that is the case, what will happen to your ratio? I can write y of t by x of t as c1 b1 e power lambda 1t plus c2 b2 e power lambda 2t whole divided by c1 a1 e power lambda 1t plus c2 a2 e power lambda 1t. Oh, sorry, this is lambda 2t. This is your y of t by x of t. For my simplicity, what I will do is I will multiply and divide your RHS part by C2 e power lambda 2t. Okay, so if I do like that, the equation becomes y of t by x of t is equal to c1 b1 by c2 into e power lambda 1 minus lambda 2 into t plus b2 whole divided by c1 a1 by c2 into e power lambda 1 minus lambda 2t plus a2. Okay, so we'll call this as equation number 8. Now you can clearly observe that if t tends to infinity, y of t by x of t tends to b2 by a2, right? These two will be equal to 0 if t tends to infinity, so you will get b2 by a2. Geometrically, that means all the paths, that is y of t and x of t, enters the critical point 0 comma 0 with slope b2 by a2. This is my slope. Geometrically, we are representing this equation number 8 as if t tends to infinity, y of t by x of t tends to b2 by a2, which is nothing but a slope. That means these paths enters the critical point with slope b2 by a2. Okay, that means I can summarize this as critical point is a node, and since it is entering your critical point, it is asymptotically stable. Asymptotically stable means it is converging to your origin. Okay, so pictorially I can represent this as towards origin. So I can represent in this form. So from all the sides, whatever the lines you're drawing, which will be towards origin. Okay, this is how we will represent pictorially. That means if lambda 1 is less than lambda 2 and less than 0 is a node sink. Sink means it is towards origin, which is asymptotically stable. Okay, so similarly we should check one more condition, that is when lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real and distinct and of positive sign, right? So I will represent that as, consider that as case 2, lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2, these two are greater than 0, positive means, right? So if this is the case, the critical point is said to be node source, and since it does not converges to 0 comma 0, so you will call that as asymptotically unstable. Okay, so pictorially I can represent that as, or graphically I can represent that as away, moving away from the origin. So this is how it will looks, moving away from the origin. So these two are the cases when your eigenvalues are real and distinct of and of same sign. Okay. Now let us consider case 3, that is nothing but eigenvalues are real and distinct and having opposite sign. For example, lambda 1 is equal to -5 and lambda 2 is equal to +2. These two are real and distinct and of opposite sign, right? So if this is the case, here also we will come across the cases like if lambda 1 is less than 0 and lambda 2 is greater than 0, or I can express this as lambda 1 is less than 0 and 0 is less than lambda 2. So solution of your equation 5 will be similar to this process. Again what we will do, we will consider C2 is equal to 0. If C2 is equal to 0, you will get 6a. If C1 is equal to 0, you will get equation number 7a. Okay, till this part the process will be the same. But now I have to consider if C1 and C2 is not equal to 0, then your equation 5 represents curve path. Okay, that will represent a curve path as t tends to plus or minus infinity. If C1 and C2 is not equal to 0, your equation 5 represents curve path as t tends to plus or minus infinity, which are nothing but hyperbolas. You will get a hyperbola about critical point 0 comma 0. Okay, so this critical point is nothing but, we will call this as saddle point, and which is unstable. That means it will move away from the origin. When eigenvalues are real and distinct and of opposite sign, you will get a curve path which is nothing but a hyperbola as t tends to plus or minus infinity, and the critical point is called as saddle point, which is asymptotically unstable. That means the curve move away from the origin. So we can represent that as this is how it will be. So moving away from the origin. Is that fine? So now the next case is case 4. If the eigenvalues are equal, lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2, but lambda 1 and lambda 2 are less than 0. If this is the case, here we have two cases. One is proper node, another one is improper node. Okay, for proper node the lambda should be less than 0. So if lambda is less than 0, the characteristic equation was lambda square minus a plus d into lambda plus ad minus bc is equal to 0, right? That means a is equal to d is equal to some a1 which is not equal to 0, and b is equal to c is equal to 0. Okay, if this is the case, you will get lambda square minus 2a1 lambda plus a1 square is equal to 0. I'm just writing the condition for getting equal eigenvalues. Okay, so we can write this as lambda minus a1 whole square is equal to 0. This is nothing but lambda is equal to a1 comma a1. So dx by dt will be equal to a1 into x, and dy by dt will be equal to a1 into y. This is equation number 9. So the general solution for this will be given by x of t is equal to c1 e power lambda t, and y of t is equal to c2 e power lambda t. So C1 and C2 are arbitrary constants. We are discussing the case when lambda is less than 0. So if lambda is less than 0, each path approaches and enters 0 comma 0 as t tends to infinity, right? As t tends to infinity, both x of t and y of t approaches to origin. That means your critical point is a node and asymptotically stable. So I can represent that as you can write many number of lines. So this is how the geometrically or graphically this case looks like. Okay, so similarly, if I consider lambda is greater than 0, here also we have the same situation, but except the path enter here also the same situation, that is the paths enters 0 comma 0, except the paths all the points enters 0 comma 0 as t tends to infinity. That is nothing but the paths moves away from the origin. So I can represent that as moving away from the origin. Okay, this is when lambda is greater than 0. This is the case for proper node. So similarly, let us look at improper node. Okay, that is again I have to consider lambda is greater than 0 and lambda is less than 0. So when lambda is less than 0, obviously it is asymptotically stable, and if lambda is greater than 0, it is unstable. The critical points 0 comma 0, here we call this critical point as spiral point. Okay, so obviously as name indicates, I can write this graphically as this. So when lambda is less than 0, it is asymptotically stable. So towards origin, right? When lambda is greater than 0, it is unstable. So away from the origin. So this is in the case of improper node. So we have one more case, that is when eigenvalues are imaginary, which is of the form alpha plus or minus I beta. That means lambda 1 is equal to alpha plus I beta and lambda 2 is equal to alpha minus I beta. So the general solution for these eigenvalues are nothing but x of t is equal to c1 a1 e power alpha plus I beta into t plus c2 into a2 e power alpha minus I beta into t, or you can write in cos and sine terms also. So y of t is equal to c1 b1 e power alpha plus I beta into t plus c2 into b2 e power alpha minus I beta into t. So when alpha is greater than 0, okay, if this alpha is greater than 0, again we will get spiral, which is unstable. Okay, similarly if alpha is greater than 0, you will get the same condition as this. If alpha is greater than 0 is nothing but lambda is greater than 0, like that. So you will get spiral here also, but one is away from the origin and another one is moving towards origin. So you will get stable as well as unstable. So pictorially I can represent that as this. Okay, if it is unstable, it will be away from the origin. If it is stable, then it is towards origin. This is when your alpha is greater than or lesser than 0. So what in the case of alpha is equal to 0? If alpha is equal to 0, then your eigenvalues are purely imaginary. That means you will be having no real part. If it is purely imaginary, the critical points is called as center and which is stable. So center means I should get a circle. Okay, so stable means towards the origin. This is nothing but center and stable. So this is all about 4 types of critical points and the nature of the critical points for the general linear system of equations. Thank you.